Hey guys, Scott and Football here, back with another video, and today's video is Championship Score Predictions Game Week 44. So it's another score predictions video. Premier League score predictions will be coming out tomorrow, however I don't know what game week it will be, so I'll have to look at that tomorrow. Today I'll be giving you all of my thoughts on what I think is going to happen in all of these games on Tuesday and Wednesday night. So hope everybody is keeping well and keeping busy, and of course enjoying the football. But there's not too much football left because it will be going into new season. I don't know when the new season will start now though. However, if you're interested in some more football to watch tonight, Manchester United are playing Southampton at 8:45 in the M&F Monday Night Football game. That's game week 34 or 35, yeah, I think it is 35. Also, at 7:30 or 7:30, Wycombe Wanderers take on Oxford in the League One playoff final. Apparently, both of the clubs are 28 miles apart, so it's they're not far away from each other, so it's quite a local rivalry actually. I remember when I was young, when I went to Legoland in Windsor. Windsor, I don't think it's in London, I think it is. Went to Legoland out on the outskirts of London in Windsor, and on the way back we stopped at a hotel in High Wycombe. Yeah, we stopped in Wycombe. I think the area is called High Wycombe. I think the football club's called Wycombe Wanderers. We stopped in a Premier Inn in Wycombe. I think High Wycombe. It's quite nice. I can't remember too much about it now because it was a long time ago, and I'm more older now. 14 now. So right, let's get into the video now. I thought I'd just tell you what other games are happening, and I'll tell you in this video what games are being shown this week in the Championship. Let's get into the video then. Right, the first game of tomorrow which is on Sky Sports on TV, is West Brom versus Fulham. Second versus fourth. Well, I think West Brom and Leeds have got it now. I think they're both going to go up. And Fulham, I think it's going to be hard for them to get automatic promotion, but they have won the last 4 games though. So for this game, both teams have got lots to play for. I think from 6 to 12, I think there's lots to play for the playoffs now, but I think Fulham will get in the playoffs this season. So for this game, I'm going to say I don't really want to say it, but it's going to be a win for West Brom. I'm going to say West Bromwich Albion 2, Fulham 0. I just think West Brom have got a bit of extra quality over Fulham, and I think West Brom have got enough quality to go up now, along with Leeds. So my prediction for this game is 2-0 West Brom. Right, on to the next game, Reading versus Middlesbrough. Well, Reading haven't really got a lot to play for, but I don't think they're a mid-table team. Haven't really got a lot to play for, so I think it will. So honestly, I don't think they'll win. I don't think they'll win. I don't think they'll win or lose, but I think they might get a point in this game. However, on Middlesbrough's side, I think they have got a lot to play for because they're in a relegation battle, and they don't really want to get relegated, do they? So for this game, I'm going to say a 1-1-1. 1-1. Didn't mean to say it that many times. I think each team, nothing will separate them both, so I think they'll have to take a point. Right, let's move on to the next game, Wigan versus Hull. Wigan are in great form, and they still might go down because they could be deducted 12 points. Well, they haven't been deducted 12 points yet, but if they keep on winning till the end of the season, and if they do get deducted 12 points, they might stay up if they keep winning some of these games, so they've got a lot to play for. Hull, they're fighting to stay up, even though they've lost. They had got a draw and a win before that, and there were 2 games unbeaten, and However, they have now lost the last 3 games, but they've put up a good fight in those 3 games though. Maybe not so much Millwall, but West Brom and Bristol, they put a huge fight in those 2 games, so if they perform like that against every team and come close against some of these teams to the end of the season, he might be back stronger next season, because when Bale and Grzyski were at the club, two of their best players, they were always a mid-table team challenging for the playoffs. It's remarkable how much can be achieved in the Championship. Whether you're getting out of a relegation scrap, getting into the playoffs, it can be anything really in the Championship. Anything can happen. So in this game, I think I'm gonna say Wigan 1, Hull 0. I don't think they'll get results like they previously had, because they've gone into administration and possible deductions now. But I think they'll win 1-0, but it won't be as much as what they previously have done against Stoke. Right, on to the next game, which is Cardiff versus Derby, 6th versus 10th. Cardiff have lost the last 2 games. Derby have lost the last 2 games. Obviously, I knew Derby were going to lose against Brentford, because Brentford are a really strong team at the moment. I think they've won the last 7 games. So they just no one can even take them down. I don't think even West Brom can take them down yet. They lost, in West Brom lost them. On Derby's side, they need to start picking up a few more points if they want to get into the playoffs, because they were going on a great run before they lost to West Brom and then lost to Brentford. Well, for the West Brom game, they were missing Tom Lawrence Marriott and Waghorn, so that's a massive blow for them. But I think they got the best players back for the game against Brentford, though, and they still lost. Well, for this game, I'm going to say Cardiff 2, Derby 2, because they've both lost the last 2 games, so I think they'll both be settling for a point, because they both want to win the game to get into playoffs. But I think Derby want to win it more, don't they, really? I think both of them want to win it, so I think they'll both have to take a point again. Right. The next game is Luton Town versus Queen's Park Rangers. Wow, Queen's Park Rangers have been slipping up recently, and I don't think really they've got a lot to play for now. I don't think they'll go down. I don't think they'll get into the playoffs, so I think they'll just finish mid-table, really. Luton have actually, before the season got restarted and back underway, Nathan Jones got appointed, was brought back in as manager again, because they part company with Graham Jones. I think his former assistant manager or caretaker manager at West Brom he was. So I think they sacked him, they did, yeah. Part company means they were on the verge of sacking him, basically. They brought Nathan Jones to return to Luton, where he got them promoted from League 2, but he could have got them promoted to... He got them promoted from League... He got them promoted into League 1, and he could have got them promoted into the Championship. Well, he did get promoted under a caretaker manager in the end, but he decided to go off to Stoke, and it really backfired and didn't really work, really. So, for this game, I'm going to say Luton 2, Queen's Park Rangers 0. I think they're playing, since he lost 5-0 to Reading, I think they look done at that point, losing to Reading. Because you can't perform like that against Reading if you want to survive and if you want to stay up in the Championship. So I think Luton will get 3 points here, 2-0. Right, the next game is Sheffield Wednesday versus Huddersfield. This is kind of a Yorkshire rivalry, this is. Sheffield Wednesday's main rivals are Sheffield United, everyone knows that. It'd be nice to have got into the Premier League this year, but I think they're far too many points behind. But if they do win the next 3 games, I think it'll be decided in goal difference, and I can't see all of those teams slipping up. So I don't think Wednesday have really got anything to play for now. But on Huddersfield's side, Danny Cowley keeps saying in every single interview that my lads are very confident in there. We've got some really good lads in there. He keeps on saying, well, I'm remaining confident on all my lads all the time. Well, I suppose that's a good attitude to have in there, though, but you just need to put your players back in line at the same time. I don't think he's putting the players back in line. All he's saying is, we've got to have belief, and I've got so much belief in my players, blah, blah, blah. He's a good manager, Danny Cowley. I think when the new season resumes, I think he might sort them out a bit, because you saw what he did. You saw what he did to get them promoted to League Two, then to League One. You saw what he did there. Great man. It was a good appointment for Huddersfield, but it's a shame that Lincoln couldn't keep hold of him. But at the end of the day, managers aren't going to stay in one job forever, are they? They're going to go on and get a promotion, aren't they? And get a better job. I think he deserved it, really. So for this game, we're going to say Sheffield Wednesday 1, Huddersfield 0. I think, like I said about Danny Cowley, he said I'll remain confident again. Then they'll lose again. Right. The next game is Millwall versus Blackburn Rovers. I think, well, they both got something to play for, because they're both challenging for the playoffs. If you wonder about that noise in the background, it's just somebody's car horn or something, I think. Yeah, it's gone off now. Good, yes. Right, like I said, Millwall versus Blackburn Rovers, both challenging for the playoffs, so they both want the points. Blackburn did pick up a credible point against West Brom last and could have quite easily have won it late on. On Millwall's side, they're doing alright, but I just don't think they've got enough to go up now. So for this game, I'm going to say Millwall 1, Blackburn Rovers 2. Blackburn Rovers have done really well without Bradley Dack, and nobody even predicted them to even be up there this year. So yeah, so I think it'll be 2-1 to Blackburn. Right, the next game is Brentford versus Preston. Brentford are running away with it at the moment, and they're doing so well, and they're looking red hot at the moment where nobody can catch them. So they're like, catch me if you can. Right, as Preston, they're challenging up there for the playoffs, but they haven't picked up many good results that they possibly could recently. However, they did pick up a great win against Sheffield Wednesday, 3-1 win against Wednesday, though, so that gives them a bit of confidence. I think I can't remember what the score was for them last week. Right, and for this game, I think the score's going to be Brentford 3, Preston North End 0. And you cannot see anyone breaking Brentford down. They score lots of goals, and they don't concede many goals. I think they picked up 2 or 3 clean sheets in the last 7 games. That's something that you always really want to see, doesn't it? I think 19 goals in the last 7 games. It's impressive, that is. Right, I think no one's going to break them down against a 3-0 Brentford. Right, the next game is Bristol City versus Stoke City. Bristol City have won 2 games in a row with their caretaker manager since he sacked Lee Johnson. So it's worked, hasn't it? And it can still quite easily get into the playoffs when it looked doomed under one stage and at one stage under Lee Johnson. On Stoke's side, I think they looked done and were down when they lost 5-0 to Leeds, but that could be resolved with a 2-0 win over struggling Birmingham City now without a manager, where Pet Clockett handed in his notice with 4 games to go, which I think is very naughty, really, because they could have got relegated. It just proves how much he didn't care about the club. Gary Monk was the best manager they had in years. He's never sacked him. So for this game, I'm going to say Bristol City 2, Stoke 0. I think they're on fire at the moment with the caretaker manager Bristol City, so I'm going to say a 2-0 win over Stoke here. Right, Nottingham Forest versus Swansea City. For this game here, I'm going to say Nottingham Forest are desperate for the points, and Swansea are both desperate for the points. They're both desperate for the points. I think Nottingham Forest for getting the playoffs, but I don't think it is confirmed yet. And Swansea, I think they're down one of the favourites to get in the playoffs still. For this game, I'm going to say Nottingham Forest 2, Swansea City 1. Do you think Nottingham Forest has got more quality? Right, the next game is relegation 6-pointer, Birmingham City versus Charlton Athletic. Birmingham have got an awful home record. I think it's the second worst record in the league, about 23rd in the league. And Charlton, they've lost the last 2 or 3 games, and they're only 1 point off relegation. So only 1 point of relegation. So for this game, I'm gonna. Birmingham have got an awful record against the small teams. And for this game, I am going to say Birmingham City 0, Charlton 1. I think they'll get up one. I think they'll just nick it, Charlton, because Birmingham, like I said, have got that really, really bad record against the small teams. Well, they're classed a lower team now, but I mean teams that are like lower than them. Right, the next game is the last game of me predicting is Leeds United versus Barnsley. I think Leeds are going to go up now. I think they're top of the league. I think they're going to go up now. I think they got it, but they can still bottle it though, can't they? Because they've got a 0-0 draw at the weekend. And if Brentford keep on winning, they were desperate for those points, weren't they? And Barnes' side, I think they're doing all right. They picked up some decent results since the restart. They've done the best they could, but I just think that they're not. I just think that they're going to get relegated now, but they might come back even stronger. So for this game, I'm going to say Leeds United 3, Barnsley 0. Right, that's it, guys. We're at the end of the video now. So if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you are new around here, please subscribe to my channel. Please like, comment if you can, and tell me what you think the scores are going to be. It can be just you put even one prediction down. That'll be perfectly fine. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did enjoy this video, please drop a like. Until then, guys, I'll see you tomorrow afternoon for the Premier League score predictions. Goodbye.